Hey everyone, welcome back to Kilde Talks Finance. We are here with Radek, CEO and co-founder of Kilde, and today we are going to look a little bit deeper into Southeast Asia. And specifically, Radek, we would like to know, why is Asia, not just Southeast Asia actually, but Asia as a whole, becoming a hotspot for private credit?
Thanks for having me again. Interesting question. I think it's caused by two factors. Like factors number one, let's look what is happening in the US, which is the big pot for the private credit, and what has not been happening in Asia until recently. So if I start with the first one, so we can see what many analysts have been predicting for a while, that so-called mid-market borrowers, which use private credit to finance themselves in the past few years with their loose net covenants and generally on relatively loose underwriting conditions, they are starting to struggle to repay or refinance the debt. We also can see that some of the private credit secondaries are being sold with 15-20% discount on the principal, which is somewhat indicating that the health of that credit segment is not that solid as it is supposed to be. On the upper side of the market, where the big players operate, KKR, Apollos, and so on, there we expect a lowering of the interest rate, because the base interest rate will probably go down on this US dollar, and then return for investors will go down, and the investor will have to look elsewhere, right? And that comes me to the second part of the question, why Asia is happening to be now the hotspot. So I think first of all, the Asia is one of the engines of growth for the global economy, and it has been underserved by the private credit generally. But over the years, the private credit expertise and some players which are doing private credit have emerged in Asia and started operating in Asia. And that's why it now relatively looks more attractive compared to the United States, which was the main private credit market and still is.
And a bit of a bonus question to this, are there specific countries or areas in Asia that you keep your eyes extra closely on because you really believe in them?
So there are countries we keep an eye on, and there are countries where like mainstream investors keep an eye on. So the mainstream, I would say, it's the usual suspects would be the Singapore, would be the developed market like Korea, Japan, Australia, New Zealand. Those places, those are the first one. We operate in emerging markets in Kilde, so we are now extra bullish about Indonesia, because we think that now the pricing of the assets is correct and now is the right time to move in. We are cautiously bullish about Vietnam, a bit cautious about the Philippines, where we see that the market players haven't really cleaned up yet, as it happened in Vietnam. Vietnam is now properly cleaned up, and whoever now is operating, they are probably very good investment targets.
Ah, okay. So investors might expect to see more deals from these areas coming up in the pipeline then soon.
Yeah, and to add, obviously, India is the largest market in the broader South and Southeast Asia. That remains to be true, and I think the India growth story is clearly there, and it's even reinforced given all the volatility, like with the US, Middle East, and so on.
Oh, super. No, this is an interesting topic. We'll save some deeper dive questions for another chat. Thank you very much, Radek. And if you as an investor have any further question for us, or maybe follow-on questions to what we just discussed, kindly let us know in the comments and we'll cater to them next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.